New Year's Eve, I started to have this super bad aches. I was like, what is going on? And it was like, toothache is like stomach ache. It's super bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like
Yeah,
it's
like you can
paralyzing a little bit.
Oh,
And I constantly had
goodness.
to do like just to feel a little bit better.
All right, welcome back to the coach's office, everybody.
Are we live?
We're doing it live today, and if you haven't noticed, we have a special guest in the
We
building.
aren't live yet, are we?
Uh, welcome,
Jay.
Laura.
Thank you.
Laura.
I'm on here for a couple of minutes.
Try to say it.
Not a couple of minutes. We have a bunch of questions for you.
Laura.
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 Laura. Duh.
Da.
There's no
Is
D
it
in my
right?
name.
Laura.
You know, I can't pronounce your name.
So my mother-in-law's name is Laura.
Laura.
Is Laura.
Laura.
Yeah. But whenever I hear Kristof say it, it's always a treat.
It's a treat.
Have you ever tried to pronounce it properly?
No, it isn't.
Other than Laura?
No.
Yeah.
No, but Laura is fine.
I try every once in a
But
while.
there is not an O in my name, you know.
Yeah. And so welcome back. Welcome to the coach's office. We're here to chat. We're doing it live. I opened up our conversation with a pretty hot take on European people having bad teeth. So
Yeah, super offensive.
Yeah.
it wasn't meant to be offensive. It's like a pretty like old joke in America, at least like 20 years old. Austin Power, everybody in Britain has bad teeth, and
But, you
and
know,
I'm pretty sure that's true. When you watch the Great British Baking Show, like the majority of people on this show have like pretty nasty teeth. I don't have the best teeth
Great
in the
Britain is
world.
not part of Europe anymore. Just saying.
Oh, for real?
For real.
Yeah, that's my bad. But I was saying because you guys have great teeth. Yeah, you're welcome. So, anyways, that's like my
Intro.
random conversation.
Great intro.
It's a great intro, right? Great icebreaker. I brought a special coffee for everybody except for Ben. So
No,
cheers,
this stands.
cheers to you. No, that's yours. That's yours. That's you. No, he's out of here. Cheers.
So mean. You want to sit down?
I tell you what,
yeah.
teeth is one of the hardest words you can pronounce. You can try to pronounce as a foreigner.
Yeah, it's so hard. That's another
Teeth.
word that Dave Jones would make fun of me.
Yeah.
What would the subtitle say?
That's hard.
And if there is a one, there you say tooth. No?
Tooth.
There's one tooth.
Yes. Yes, that's right. That is correct. It's tooth.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. No, a toot is something completely different in America than a tooth. But also shout out to Team Mustache.
Sorry, I couldn't participate.
Yeah, we need to get you a fake mustache, and Ben refuses to participate in the stash game. And we were talking about, all it takes is a little confidence to rock a stash. I feel like
You don't have that.
if you don't have, you gotta have like. I think that's the thing. Like nobody.
You should bring back the games beer. Was it the games or?
It was the games, yeah. I posted that just waiting for Josh to post that. He always posts that every time. I posted a picture of the beard. I didn't like it. It was really itchy. Just hard to grow. It's annoying.
There's a period of time when you try to grow a beard. The first 2 weeks is fine. There's like 3 weeks of hell, and it's just itching. And then
But
it's
that
fine.
never left. It was just itchy the whole time. It got to the point where I was in workouts and I was sweating, and then it was just coming out of my beard, and then I was like, I need to shave it. And then
There's products you can use to mitigate the itchiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag sponsor.
No, I'm just saying.
I need some of this.
I too love a Gillette razor. I could use it. But what's this? What's the word on the street about this new vlog that you're doing?
Ooh, here we go. You can speak to that. You should.
You did it today?
Yeah, so my brother peer pressured me into starting a YouTube channel.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it up?
Yeah, it's starting tonight at 7 p.m. It's first episode.
What's the channel?
Wait. Full episode. How long is it?
Like 10 minutes.
Okay. And is it just you free flowing your thoughts? Are you?
It's
Is he?
not.
Are
It's not
you?
me sitting in front of a camera. It's me doing stuff. Like I go to the gym. I go walk my dog.
Yes.
lunch.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
This is gonna be hard to
All right.
find her YouTube
That's like
channel.
a
What's
Just
the
type
channel
in
name?
Kaluj.
Ah,
Vlog. So vlog meaning more of like a
At ZS.
join me in my day rather than like
This is the channel.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
This
me.
is gonna
Yeah.
be it. Yeah, it's upcoming.
More like,
Oh, nice. Look at that. I just subscribed.
ooh, nice.
All right, we're
One
there.
more.
let's
My
go.
goal is to get more than the coach's office says. So
What?
It is impossible.
Oh man.
No, this
That'll
is
probably
top,
happen.
This
in a
is
week.
top tier content. What are you talking about?
Oh,
No,
we've
that's
been
exciting.
live.
First
Yeah.
episode. First episode happens tonight.
yeah.
Do you enjoy that sort of thing?
Which
Those are
part?
like older ones.
What are the parts that you enjoy, and what are the parts that you don't enjoy about it? I guess.
Like at this point, when there's a camera in my face, I don't really like. It doesn't bother me.
Mhm.
So I enjoy that it doesn't affect me. Like if there was a camera or there weren't the camera.
Yes. Yeah, because that's not common. Some people have a very hard time being themselves when the camera's around,
Yeah.
and that's sort of gone now.
What do you mean?
The camera, sort of the like.
Yeah, I feel like the guy who's doing it is a friend of mine, so it's not like I got a stranger be in my face all
Yeah,
the time.
right.
So I feel like it's more also important to have someone who you feel comfortable with.
That's dope. I think it's a great idea. I think people care. I think people want to see it. I mean, I'm one of those people that enjoys seeing things like this. I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy watching this sort of content. So I think it's a great idea.
We'll see how it goes, but
How was it doing the first one?
it was good.
Was
Yeah,
it distracting at all? Because some
No.
people would say like, some people
It
are saying, oh,
wasn't.
it's gonna be that's distracting. But as long as you're not managing it, I think. It's
Yeah, I
totally
don't do
fine.
anything. I post it. There's a video, watch it.
Yeah, and you train by yourself most of the time, so it
Mhm.
might be, I don't know, might be helpful
Yeah.
to have someone there. It's kind of like
Yeah.
pressure all the time a little bit, what you need.
Hopefully, Kristof and Gabby will be there more now. But
Where are y'all at?
Poland,
Oh,
but we're there quite a lot. We
Mm.
see each
they
other
come
quite a lot.
visit. Yeah.
I think it's exciting because Laura can finally open the window.
yeah.
This is already a window. What are you talking about? I'm sitting here talking about anything with you.
Hey, yeah, I know. You're very much like put the work in, stay in the shadows type of person. So.
14 people watching. Do anyone have any questions?
Ooh.
Yeah, Kristof came with some questions, but if you guys have questions, please leave questions.
What's your
I
dog's?
have a-
I have a question. Like I have lots of Laura questions, which
Great, you
are
love it.
dog,
Yeah. I have a corgi.
girl, boy, dog.
He's a boy.
What's his name?
His name is Cusco.
Cusco. Is that like a? Where'd you come up with the name?
And so, have you seen The Emperor's New Groove?
Yes.
The llama called Cusco.
Okay. I was just wondering if that was the. All right. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Emperor's
love-
New Groove, just
yeah.
one of your favorites, or
I think so.
Just
Yeah.
a
I think
random-
it's Emperor's New Groove is like a adult movie. Like I feel like it's also for adults as much as it's for children.
Yes.
Like when you watch it as a children or a kid, you're like, oh, it's great. And when you watch it as an adult, you're like, oh, those jokes are not made for kids,
yeah,
but
that's
for
not
adults.
a kid's joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
You notice that in all the movies now, like
Yeah.
Toy Stories like
Yeah.
that.
A Bug's Life. I feel like A Bug's Life is one of the like
Yeah.
prime. Like
Yeah,
this
it's
is not
good too.
a child's movie, but
No,
or I
but
like it.
Finding
I've enjoyed
Nemo.
It later. Finding Nemo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up
They
there.
all do that. They all do a good job of like throwing in like humor for the
Mhm.
parents.
Yeah.
But I think when you look at Disney movies, when you're later in life, or how to say, when you're older,
Yeah.
you kind of see like, how could I let kids watch this? You know, like some
Yeah, a
of
little
them.
bit, yeah. Some of
Really?
the jokes are not made for kids, but they don't understand it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Which so, anyways, here's a weird conspiracy that I'm gonna bring up. There's a conspiracy out there, like floating in the ether, about Disney on why they made the movie Frozen, because Walt Disney froze himself in anticipation of being able to be brought back to life, and
Like Han Solo.
Wait, that's
yeah,
true?
like Han Solo. This is true,
He's
and
frozen right now.
yes, and in
Not
order.
right now, before
Okay,
when they
okay.
made the movie.
That's part of it.
And
Yeah.
and in order to sort of get, when you look up, Walt Disney Frozen, instead of at the top of that list him and his idea of freezing himself and coming back, it's just the movie. All things Walt Disney related and Frozen related are just movie related, not this part of his life that is he cryogenically froze himself, which is a true story too, by the way.
That's his Frozen
Yes.
after he passed away though.
Oh, probably before. That's why would he freeze himself when he's dead?
We need some
Like
fact
Austin
checking.
Powers.
It's crazy, but
I think it's a very conspiracy theory.
oh yeah, it's just hilarious. Like I mean, it's fun for me when I hear something like that. I don't go. I shouldn't pay attention to that, but I also don't think I should believe it.
Yeah, you shouldn't believe it.
Like, but we watch Frozen every night in my house. I mean, I have.
There's a hot take. Frozen is the only Disney movie I don't like.
Not that good of a movie.
No.
There's like a good song in it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And even that's debatable. Like the songs.
My
like,
favorite
it's
is
easy to sing.
the favorite character in the movie is the horse, and then the rest is like. Eh.
Yeah. Now I feel that Kristof though. That's not a good character.
He's the best character.
Just because you have the same name. It's a double F though.
We had one of the questions. I'm curious what you guys think as well. Your dad, Alec, Dane, and you get into a fight. Who wins?
Oh.
Shock, 100% shock.
No weapons though. This
Shock.
was specified.
I don't know. I don't know.
I put all my money on Chuck.
I mean, my immediate answer is Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he cheats.
Like Alec has no shot.
Yeah.
Dane is too nice. Ben is also like I don't know. Ben would not fight.
Oh.
I don't think so. Chuck.
Yeah, I
I'd
don't.
probably answer that same answer too.
Same answer. Okay.
I think
That was
so.
a funny one.
It is a funny one.
What is the feedback on your .com program?
For the most part, it's been good, but there's been a couple really hard workouts that people have really not liked. Like yesterday's, the 30, 20, 10 with all the strict handstand push-ups.
And why didn't they like it? Just because it's hard. Like they can scale.
Because like if I program that for the gym, 3 people would finish it, maybe.
That's
One
hard.
I would be one of them, you would be one of them, and maybe one other person in one of the classes. But that would be okay. Like I'm okay with that. As long as one person in the gym can finish the workout, I think it was like
Was it
Good
5
enough.
minutes or 4 minutes?
it was every 5 minutes for 4 rounds.
5 minutes, 4 rounds is finishable.
30 GHDs, 20
Yeah.
strict handstand push-ups, and 10 power snatches at 155. 105.
yeah.
But like there's a
It's
different
tough work.
like some people the GHDs would limit them. Most people the handstand push-ups would limit them, and then some people the power snatch would limit them. But all 3 of them together, you're gonna knock out 99.9% of people. But that's kind of the point of some of the .com workouts is that they're supposed to be hard for everyone.
Yeah, but like people can scale it. They can do layups. They can do kicking push-ups. Or push-ups.
Yeah, the argument is why can't everybody else scale up rather than why can't the good people scale up rather than the bad people or the
Oh.
the lower level
Yeah.
scale down? That would be the argument.
That's
Which is
that's
I want to hear it.
I think that's a silly take
Yeah, it is. So why?
because you would a basketball hoop is 10 feet tall
Mhm.
for a reason. Everyone in the NBA plays on a 10-foot hoop, same size ball. When you are trying to get to that place, you would never lower the expectations of yourself to lower the standards to then get to that place.
Looking at the basketball hoops that you can lower, raise them lower for
Yeah.
kids or whatever. But
Right. But
that would be like scaling the workout.
that would be like
Yeah.
scaling the workout. If you can't get the ball to the hoop at 3, you should lower it
Mhm.
so you can get it to the hoop. But as you start getting it to the hoop, you should raise it back up.
Yeah, someone commented that yesterday on one of my posts, and I just said like the rising tide raises up all ships. Like
Yeah.
if there's a bar to reach for, you're gonna push yourself further,
Mhm.
and kind of like the old saying of shoot for the stars or shoot for the moon or whatever. If
Right.
you don't you land on
Actually,
the stars. If you
So
miss, you land on the stars.
here's another response would be something like running a mile for time. You would never say, why are you guys running that mile for time? You should be running an 800 for time. And those of you who can run the 800 for time should do another 2 laps and make it a mile for time. And that would be the solution to the person who can only run 2 laps instead of 4. That doesn't make any sense. You would never do that. Because
Yeah,
then the
that's-
scale would
that's-
just go down to nothing. It would be just base.
But the problem is with CrossFit is you can come up with an infinite number of workouts that are infinitely hard if you really wanted them to be.
Hmm.
You know, so that would be the other side of that argument.
That you would just
Like you could just make a workout that's too hard, and nobody can.
Yeah, no,
finish.
that's so easy.
yeah. But why would you do that? Why would that be the thing?
Right. That's why my rule is usually like, all right, one person in class, one person in the gym can finish the workout, then the workout was okay for the gym. But like as long as like if nobody can do it, I mean, I guess it's okay, but like it's good to have a bar set, like good to have a high bar for people to try to strive for, rather than have a low bar. Everybody can hop over it, and then you have this thing where people have a bunch of egos in the gym, and then you get a little bit of a conflict there, but kind of keeps everybody humble.
Yeah.
Having some hard workouts here and there. I don't know.
What do you think about that?
Actually, we might not agree on this one because I feel like okay. So look at the CrossFit Games programming.
Yeah.
There were a couple of workouts. Was it the muscle up workout?
This past year.
One girl only finished that one.
Which
Not the muscle up workout, the legless rope climb that they brought back, the Alpaca 2.0.
Yeah.
There was a workout where the girls had two seated legless rope climbs each round. How many?
It was two.
So what was the workout? Let's go over
The
it.
one this year.
This year.
It was push the sleds down the field, put the kettlebells out because it was 3 rounds, and then you do. I don't know if it was 2 legless, and then I
30,
think it
20,
was
10 clean and
no, it
jerks.
was much less. It was like 15, 12, 9 or something like that.
Was it 21, 15 now?
No, it was maybe 2015 10. The double kettlebell clean
Yeah,
and jerks.
something
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
it was less. I think last year it was 2015 10, and this year it was only like 15.
So how many? I believe just
12, 9.
one girl finished that workout.
Really?
This year
I didn't know that.
I finished. There's a bunch
Okay,
of people finished.
there was just a few girls that finished it.
No, I think a lot of girls finished.
So, anyways,
No?
I think
I don't
going back to the first year that Bozeman was programming, when it was the interval style with the press to handstand at the end,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the crossover double unders or something,
Yeah.
crossover double unders,
Where nobody finished.
where
Yeah.
nobody finished but
Yeah.
one guy who finished it, and
Yeah.
he made a comment. I'm going to butcher this, but something along the lines that as long as one person finishes, it's a good workout.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to the games, I don't.
There's pictures of alpacas on my computer.
Oh, good, so good.
So is that?
It was, yeah.
So
Sorry,
good.
go ahead. Continue. Sorry.
I think when we're testing especially maybe the class doesn't translate to the CrossFit Games in this
I think it
analogy,
does, yeah.
but I believe especially when you're testing the fittest, if I don't necessarily think a workout is successful if only one or like a small margin of the field can finish it. I think almost all workouts should be that most people finish it, especially from that field,
Yeah.
but the time differs obviously, and maybe. So what I'm trying to say is that if only 2 people finishes the workout,
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily good programming. I think the fittest in the world, it should be the other way around. Maybe 1 or 2 cannot finish the workout.
Yeah, here's the crazy thing with that though is like, okay, 2 people finished the workout this year, and then you come back the next year and you have half the field that finishes it, right? Because that's the
Yeah.
reason why.
That's a
That's the
pegboard
reason
analogy.
why. Yeah, that's the reason why Castro did those things. That's the reason why I would program a hard workout for the class. Is because then everybody in the class would see, oh, that's the level I need to get to, or I can shoot for that level, and then the next year they come back and they're able to hit that standard, and then do the workout prescribed or whatever.
And from a class perspective, don't you feel that it can have a counter effect almost as well, that people think that the workout is too hard, only
Yes.
one person
Yes.
finishes, and you get almost like discouraged.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can certainly do, or here. My question would be, what would be the goal? The goal then of
I think from a class perspective, the goal is to appropriately scale a workout that people can do the work. Is that the other thing is the ego thing. If you don't want people to just keep trying, and then if there's a 10-minute capped workout and they're seated legless row climbs, and someone comes in and insist on doing legless row climbs, but they can't do it, then the session loses its purpose. someone is just sitting there for 10 minutes and just trying to get
Yeah.
one rep. Instead, you want to give them chin-ups or whatever, ring rows or
Yeah, so the coach will be responsible for
Yeah,
giving them the right.
yeah.
But they're also responsible as an athlete to figure out which is the best scale for them or something.
100%.
Yeah.
One of the questions
Hmm.
was that I found interesting is people maybe don't know who programs Krypton Athletics competitors track.
Me, that's everything that you guys do and we do. And yeah, that's what Laura does.
I think it's a funny one because I think innately people think when they sign up to someone's programming, then the person who is the face of the program programs that. But oftentimes we find it out that it isn't the case
What?
with other
I think
programmings.
very few
That can't be
programs,
true.
like very few programs that are out there and very popular right now, are the original founders programming the workouts anymore. Like I think Ben is an exception. Like
Mhm.
I don't
I would
think
say that as well.
I don't want to name any programs, but I don't think any of those programs, the person who founded the program is still programming. Like they hire coaches who program for other athletes or they do the main programming.
Because they're probably smarter than me.
No, but
Outsourcing.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
I like
feel
to
it.
keep things a little closer, but yeah.
and I think that's also better because at least you can have like supervision of everything, and when you give it to other people, it's hard to like get feedback from them or like I don't know, like it's not your programming anymore. Then I feel like
Yeah, that was a little bit. We were having a like a business advertising marketing type of thing where I was essentially like, Kristof, I have a coffee company. How do I sell more coffee? Do you do it as an ambassador? Do I say, hey Laura, you're the most famous person I know in my life. Do you want to post about my coffee company on your Instagram? And then we get in this long discussion, right? About value attached to attached to belief in the things that you're also promoting as well, and that 100% lines up with if you're if you're following Ben's programming, wouldn't you want it to be Ben writing the programming then? Like, and if you found out I was doing it, you'd be like, wait a second. Well, I'm only buying this because his name's on it and his expertise attached to is on it, but that's not the case. And that's
I
a
also get those other programs and they have so many athletes they can't program for all the athletes individually and like it's too much.
Which would be
Then
ideal, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, you want the head of the programming to like at least look at or like supervise all those coaches who he or she hired.
right.
Or like I don't know, like it's so hard to like here's Ben's programming and then Ben would hire Kristof. Kristof, can you write programs for this and this and this and this?
I would
But
hire
then
Kristof. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
but
good.
then
he knows what he's
if
talking
Yeah,
about.
but that's
I feel like Ben and Kristof would like communicate about the programming and the people. It wouldn't only be Kristof who's doing all of it.
True. Yeah, do you think people would feel slighted about that? Or like there's just something I like personally feel like there's something so wrong with participating or buying something or experiencing something because I'm gonna start drinking uh or I'm gonna start eating Subway because you get a dope Subway sponsorship,
I
right?
would not sign with Subway ever because I don't eat their sandwiches.
And that was the point that I was making to Kristoff, which was that's the type of person you want to pay attention to, like 100%. Like if that's the personality you want like a good influencer, online is like the person that's doing what they're doing because they are being genuine with you and participating in I don't know highlighting the things that they actually like that they actually do. If this makes sense about the vlog, but I don't understand the other side, or actually I do understand the side of it. I don't know how to participate in it because I'd like to make more money, but it's so hard to participate in that space for me personally.
Like being authentic in that.
I can't imagine not being authentic in promoting something that you don't believe in.
You can have a bad product, but you can have good advertisement, and then people will buy that product.
Yeah,
Ideally, what I would say is that don't sign up to Krypton because Laura is doing this.
Right.
Sign up to Krypton because it works,
Mm,
right?
right.
And try it out for yourself if it works for you.
Right.
And I think this is the same with every other product. You shouldn't drink Texas Street coffee because you are drinking the
Right.
coffee. You should drink it because you enjoy it.
Right.
I think so many
If it's
people are
good.
using products or doing things that they don't like or they don't enjoy or might not necessarily work, but because XYZ is using those products, then they also do it. Especially with like Krypton Athletics, it has been proven over so many years. Your career is a testament to that. Laura's career is a testament to that it works. That's the reason why people should sign
Shout
up.
out to the champ. Let's go, dog.
Yeah, 100%.
Has that been sweet?
I guess.
You get to wake up being like, I'm the baddest.
I don't wake up like
Come
that.
and take it.
I feel like if you
No, I feel like
wake
that I would wake up like
Jamie
that.
wakes up
I
like
would
that
wake up-
anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we won the games, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
together. No, I don't know. I mean, it's nice, but I
I'm
don't
sure
think
it's
about it
I'm sure it's like a
nonstop.
really like I'd imagine it's like super invigorating, right? Like you hit the mark, you got it, you did it, right? And but something's still there where it's like it's not necessarily I want to go back and do it again because I feel like I need to do it again, but like I love this and I'm gonna try again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep
You're
doing
like,
this.
what am I gonna lose? Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always like sweet hearing, like being around you where it's like, but what pressure? Like I do what I love. And yeah, I won last year, you know. And but you're always shooting for that though. Even the years before that, you kept going. What's changed? Nothing.
Yeah. No.
You feel good?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I feel how you feel.
I don't
Jamie
know.
feels-
It's
other people feel it more for you than you feel
Yeah.
it.
like it's just
Yeah, what's it been
Uh,
like since the games? Because you've been here for what, a month?
Mhm.
But yeah, what's it been like since the games? I haven't talked to you much.
Yeah. Nothing. I took some time off. Did nothing. Got a dog. That was more exciting than winning the games a little bit for me. Like more change in my life, getting a dog than winning the games. But I don't know. It's been nice. What? Getting a dog is like getting a child. Like you have to take care of the thing.
Yeah.
Winning the games is just like it. I mean, working towards it was different.
no, I feel you.
But like there's some bigger change
Yeah.
in my life. I mean, I went to the
Yes,
radio, I
no,
went to the TV,
I
and I
totally-
gave interviews. But other than that, nothing
Yeah.
really changed.
No, I get what you're
I have
saying.
a question for you. I remember before the very last event of the CrossFit Games, Gabby and you were having treatment in the hallway of the athlete area. And by that time, I mean, it was pretty sure that you're going to win the games. You had enough points. The final workout that was announced was also something that has Laura's names written all over it. What was the mindset? What was the feeling like going in for that last workout when you're like, it's right there, but it's not there. It's almost like this limbo. Like I would imagine if it was me, that's what I'm trying to get. Is like I would be more concerned is how what are the ways that I can lose it, instead of focusing on what I can do to
Mm.
make it happen. And
Well-
what was like your mental state or like mindset going into that last workout when you should win it, you're about to win it, but you haven't done it yet?
I don't know. I didn't really think much. I just enjoyed it. I just did it. I knew I could do it, so I did it.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure like some analysis guy already calculated if I took this place or that
Yeah.
place, I would lose or I would win. But I don't know. I didn't really think about it. No. I don't
Do you think
calculate.
about worst case scenarios?
No. You don't want to think about worst case scenarios when
I'm
you're
ju- I'm
about
just
to win
asking.
something. No, I like when they even when sounds kind of like silly or like I don't know big headed, but even on the last day, I didn't even know the workout, but I knew I whatever comes, I can win it. Like I knew I had it in me. Even during the games when I got the leader jersey and they took it back, and then I think it was once, and it didn't cross my mind that I'm not gonna get it back.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Makes total sense.
Right? Yeah, that makes total sense to me.
And where does the confidence you think comes from?
I think it comes from all the work you put in throughout the years. Like this was my year. It was like everyone said it, and I didn't feel the when people said it. It wasn't like, oh my god, they put the pressure on me. Like I
Okay.
already knew it was gonna. I don't know. It sounds like kind of like I don't know, like big headed or whatever. But I
Well,
think
it sounds
I
like
knew
you believe in it.
I believed in myself,
Yeah.
and that's all you need. When you put in the work and then you believe in yourself, and
The belief is really hard for people though. Like that's really hard to do and not have those doubts.
Yeah.
Like it's like it really does take a special person to be able to filter that out and just kick it to the side when it comes. Because it does. It's not like it doesn't come in, but like you can kick it to the side, or you can choose to like kind of like have it sit there
yeah.
and like kind of look at it every now and then. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I don't know. It just takes someone special to be able to just not look at it. So
Mhm.
that's a skill, just like doing muscle ups is a skill.
Do you
But
remember what was the point margin for you, like around going into the last workout in the 2015 games?
No.
I do.
He
I
doesn't
remember nothing.
anything.
I didn't look at the leaderboard. I didn't look at. Someone just told me where I was, and I didn't look at anything during.
He had,
Through the whole weekend?
No, so at the end of the day, I would look at where I was at
Mhm.
after the day.
Like,
That was it.
during the day, it's no use to look at it. It
Yeah,
just
it's
makes
like,
you
it just
either
bothers
happy
you.
or just
Yeah.
upset. It's just like, why you do it?
Yeah.
What was the point margin, JB?
he had to beat Matt. There
He
was no
had-
margin.
That was the okay.
That was the margin, which was you need to be in front. If you are in front, you win. If you are behind, you lose.
Did you know that? Did someone tell you that?
I didn't. Okay.
What
Like
was for you
her,
the goal?
like her, my mind was like completely blank.
Yeah.
It was. It's just it doesn't. It's
So
not
it wasn't
there.
in your mind that I have to beat Matt in order to win. You just did you want it to beat him, or did you want it to beat him because he was in the second place, or he was the only threat, or you just wanted to do as well in the workout as you could, or you were excited about the test?
I guess there was a thought that I had to beat him, but it was kind of just like what the outcome's going to be before you even step on the floor, and I just that's all that I thought about. And let's say it didn't go that way and it went another way. Okay, fine. It's not like it's like you're attached to any one of those things, but you just that's all that you pay attention to. And I think just that focus of paying attention to that thing only is what makes the thing happen, or at least allows the opportunity for you to make that happen.
I think some of the things I see in you and I see in Laura are very interesting. There are habits and mindsets that I don't know you, but I know for sure no one thought Laura that are just there for some reason that I think other athletes spend a lifetime learning. It's very interesting to see from the outside. It's a competitive mindset, but it's a very healthy one and it's a very organic one as well. And maybe Laura picked up more from you and then you picked up from someone else, but there's a lot of things that sorry that I think you could teach to others, but it's hard to teach these.
Yeah, like how do you give that away?
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think I can teach this to anyone.
yeah.
Whatever I do, I don't even know what I do.
But
I just do
all
it.
the self-help
Yeah.
books today that
Oh,
you
wow.
would want to read.
Yeah.
I'll bet you in 5 or 10 years you'll be able to pinpoint it a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I think right now it's kind of just like you're going through it. I think about it.
One of the questions was, what is you guys' opinion on all the changes in terms of the games being more gymnastics biased in some sense, or rather that high skill gymnastic movements are coming into the space?
I think that's great. I feel like this year there were, if I don't feel it was more gymnastics biased. I think we had the barbell,
Mhm.
we had heavy sandbags, we had heavy objects, and we also I think a nice CrossFit workout or what we do at Krypton here, like it's like balanced out. Like we have heavy gymnastics and then heavy barbells or like heavy hard skill gymnastics and heavy barbell, but we also have like
Okay,
everything
but
else in
sorry. So
between.
what I rather meant, or what the question was meaning, is more the introduction of new movements, like such as pirouettes and press to handstands and the.
I mean,
the
do you
ring
think that it's
complexes.
too much?
I don't know.
You know, like I don't. They're just new, but they've done new things every time at the games. It's hard to like continually come up with new things that don't feel like a circus act or something. Like, that's the critique. That's the easy critique is, oh, this is a circus act. This is silly, but then in a couple years, it's everyone in the community is practicing these things and they're able to do them, and then it kind of levels up the whole community. Like
Which is interesting. I did a handstand walking workout with her before the games. Actually, with all of you before the games that had pirouettes in them.
Mhm.
I have no business doing a workout with handstand walking and pirouettes in it, right?
Yeah.
But I did it. I mean, I sucked at it. I would fail. I'm doing it beside her, right? She's like, do 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 spin around, no, spin around, and like I would get done with like half of one fall over. She's like, good job, and we would continue doing this workout, and I would go to the next movement with you guys. Like, I mean, I'll never forget those types of moments where it's like I have no business doing this thing, but I'm gonna try it, and it's okay that I didn't get both of them. I did one of them. And but that's an example of like a at home thing. Not to hijack the question at all, but I knew
No,
you were going to answer the way that you just
well, it's
answered.
so interesting because how many places like in the throughout the world, like you go to your job every day and you try to get really good at your job, right? You're a specialist in whatever you do, but like how many places can you go and the challenge in front of you on a daily basis? I like to call the workout of the day like the challenge of the day,
Mhm.
right? Because it's like when you walk into the gym, you're walk in like a blank slate, and your goal, you do this really well, and this is why one of the reasons why I think you compete so well is because you walk in like excited to do whatever the challenge is going to be, and it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
You're confident in your abilities to learn on the fly, adapt, be an athlete, and then overcome the challenge that's in front of you.
Mhm.
And that's what we want to do at the gym is provide like a challenge of the day. But how many times can you go in and like you can only learn how to ride a bike once, and then once you learn how to ride a bike, you know how to ride a bike, and then for you to get that new stimulus again, you'd have to like take a wheel off the bike and then learn how to ride a unicycle or something. But like
Yeah.
some would say that's too far, that's silly, but like
Mm.
okay, well, it's just something different. Some people like the idea of
Mhm.
learning something new because we all believe that if you go through your life and you're not learning new things, then are you really are you really living your life to the fullest or growing or becoming the person you're supposed to become, whatever that might be. Like
Right.
you're always changing. That's the only thing that's the same,
Right.
and you should always be seeking out these challenges, and that's what CrossFit does, and it's really cool that CrossFit does that. So I don't know, that's kind of what I think about the
But
changes.
how I look at it in that analogy almost is like you just learn to ride a bike, and before you learn how to ride a mountain bike, or go on a ramp and do a little jump with the bike,
Yeah. Right.
straight from
Yeah.
learning a bike, you have to balance on a unicycle.
Mm.
And this is what I feel a little bit with CrossFit now, that
Yeah.
learning a press to handstand, I think there are steps before you have to master. And then I think in the past, when you could follow CrossFit.com and things were, you could always see something that's coming up, you could work towards.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, 2 years ago at the games, it was just like a boom, straight right in your face. You either have that skill or you don't have
Right.
that skill.
Yeah,
Right.
with skills it's hard. With
Yeah.
like
Skills
other,
is, yeah. That's a good
you
point.
either have it or you don't, and then you can practice, and you might never get it.
But there's like an infinite number of skills that they could throw at you. They could be like, all right, Laura, CrossFit Games 2024, you got to hold an iron cross for max time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't do 1 second, you're out of the games. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
most of the field, all of the field would be out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like that's because we're as a community as a whole, we don't have the best athletes in the world who are on the fringe. We don't have them, and they don't have the ability to step do the iron cross and bring it into the community yet. But I'm sure there'll be a day where there are CrossFit athletes that can do one,
Right.
that can do an iron cross,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe then there's a couple, and then
You don't think Alec could do one?
It's so hard.
That's a hard movement.
I have no
It
idea.
looks so
Look,
easy
Alec
when
is
the gymnast
Alec
do it,
is
but
like the most
it's
athletic
so
person that I know on the planet, and I will say no. I have to preface it with that, but yeah. But yeah, I'm just saying it has to be close enough to what CrossFit athletes can do for them to reach out and do it.
Mm.
And all the stuff that they've done, like athletes have been able to do. It's not like they couldn't do it, even if one person finished. Like that's maybe
But
that's
it
a
just-
little too far out there,
Mm.
but it's not like it's not going to expand. Like it's not going to make everybody a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the pegboard really is the best analogy,
It's a good
especially
one.
on the female side, where it's like, bro, like, I mean,
Yeah.
how many did it that year? Like,
two, I think.
yeah, I think it
Margot
was two.
Alvarez and one more.
And everybody complained,
And
right?
everyone
Yeah.
was like, I can't believe this, I can't believe this. And not a single person
I don't
couldn't
even
do it the
understand
next
how
year.
they couldn't do it. That was like I was mind blown that people that they couldn't get time up.
Right. So your background, like
Right.
you've been able to do it. Your background was
But then the
helpful.
next year everyone could do it, and they did like
Yep.
touch and go reps.
Yep.
So
Like it impeded the best of the best, and then at that one competition, and then no one after that. That's a weird phenomena to try and track.
What do you guys think is better to have as a previous sport prior to starting CrossFit? A gymnastics background or weightlifting background? That was one of the
If
questions.
it were me, I'd pick gymnastics.
Yeah.
It's either or like any
I
kind
think
of
you
sport.
would
No,
pick, you would pick climbing,
Yeah, if you could,
right?
we can also go this route. If you could pick a sport, what it would be?
Like
They-
something that you have to be athletic, because I feel like CrossFitters are not athletic. Like not as athletic. If you would play like volleyball or handball or any kind of like ball game or like a team sport, I feel like you get more athletic than you are in a CrossFit, because you are literally like in a box. Like these are the movements. Now we are trying to do pirouette, the press to handstand, or like
Yeah,
go outside of
Mm.
that box a little bit. But I feel like playing sports would
but
be
you think it helps you to be a high level basketball player or a high level gymnast prior to starting CrossFit?
probably a gymnastics would help me better, but then I guess if you are a high level whatever what kinds of player, you pick those movements up easier than if you were, for example, like a fencer or like a, I don't know, like another, like a tennis player. Or
Mm.
I feel like you're more like in this bracket of doing things than
So, and my answer might actually be dependent on if I'm picking her background or his background.
Mhm.
Like an Olympic weightlifting background for a male CrossFit athlete might actually serve him better than a gymnastics
Mhm.
background growing up. But I think a female gymnastics background growing
Yeah.
up will outshine drastically change the difference in her performance at the highest level. And
It's interesting. Like, what do you think the difference in that is?
I just
Why
think
is-
it's so much heavier for guys. Like it really, like you really have to
let's
be
talk
the
about this one.
strongest.
Let's
Like
talk about this one.
you really have to be the strongest. Like the scale is getting better, but it was like
Mhm.
if you were a strong girl for a little while and you were going against girls who were not, you were smoking them, like smashing them, because that that discrepancy of the weights at the top of the
and
pyramid.
weightlifting
Right?
don't really give you the upper body strength,
Right.
but gymnastics does. So
Yeah.
like yeah, definitely I would also choose gymnastics as a background.
I don't see how you couldn't with.
Yeah.
But you're also very good at that though. Like the open workout 2 years ago that you smashed in like 3 minutes. It was the
The
21:59 the thruster workout. Like you dominate that workout, which is you think it's just because you can hang on to a pull bar that's made you really good at that.
I don't
Why?
think so. And compared to how long I could hang on to a club bar
Yeah.
to now, it's like drastically like it decreased.
Hmm.
Like I don't, just because yeah.
I saw you do a new route climbing the other day.
Yeah.
Was that
It was fun. Yeah, I'm gonna go back again Sunday.
You climb Thursday, Sunday, or just Sunday?
I wanted to climb today, but the guy who I go with had some kind of so I didn't climb
Who is
today.
this mysterious fellow?
Ian.
oh nice?
He's the only person I trust.
Shout out to Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Do you climb?
because he learned it
No.
in like
Hey, you don't gotta
He's
say
in the
any more
Navy,
for me.
so-
I know why he knows. He's shout out to you, Ian, and what you do, dog, because I appreciate it.
yeah.
Did he ever climb with you growing up? I
don't
can't.
know,
I know-
I
I
can't see you
a little
climbing.
bit, but he does
Dude,
it.
I can't see myself climbing.
I mean, you
either.
can like reach the top with one arm, but
No,
you're
no.
also 235
Right.
pounds.
so hard. It's such a
Yeah. He
Yeah,
climbed a
you're
little bit,
big
but not
fan of
much.
rope climbs.
He's a big fan of rope climbs.
Yeah, I'd say you got to be a very big fan of
climbing is
regular
so
rope
silly.
climbs.
You have to wedge yourself in weird places, and
Hold on
you
by
know
my
the
finger.
holds are just like nothing.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, people are thinking about climbing as you always pull yourself. There's so much pushing your thumbs and stuff. You know, people wedge themselves into a low place and just hold themselves with their
It's
thumbs.
not just pulling; it's so much legs. Like you have
If
to
you
like
do it
step
right.
and turn. Like yeah.
Yeah.
You do it
I don't
right,
have the
it's not just
mobility. I
pulling.
just stick to the wall.
Dude.
Yeah.
I like watching videos of her climb. I'm like, bro, I should be
Yeah, you
Okay.
should come
And
someday.
I'm
You
like,
will go.
No, I know, dude.
She
I
goes
know.
and does
I
this
know.
on her rest days.
Dude.
I went once. The first day I went, I was just like T-Rex for 3
Yes.
or 4 days.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, we're not doing any pulling tomorrow. And she's like, oh, I want to do bar
Yeah,
muscles or
okay.
something. I'm like, no, I'm
No.
tear my biceps.
Yeah. Yes. It's
Oh man.
But that's the type. I'm just that type of person. It's probably a character flaw.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, a lot of
And climbing is like
those.
it's so weird because
Oh, what is it?
like obviously you still enjoy climbing, but like climbing and CrossFit couldn't be further apart as like the type of people who
Yeah.
do it and like how you practice and all that kind of like climbers. They're like like they would eat like a lettuce a day or something, or like a Snickers bar, and that fuels them for the whole day.
Like
And then-
something
I
that they
had
can
to
carry
lettuce.
on their body while
Yeah.
they're
Can you
still
imagine?
climbing all
Can
day.
you imagine somebody
Nothing.
eating a head of iceberg lettuce?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's it.
serious. And then as well, you just like it's a little bit like a hippie sport.
Okay.
No, I
Yeah, it
shouldn't
is a
say
hippie
it.
Yes,
Not in the
What are you
degree
talking
can.
about?
Like,
It is.
when you start climbing,
Yes,
not
it
at the
is.
beginning, but then you want to go to the rocks, like bouldering, and then you have to go out and camp,
Yeah.
camping, or not
Yeah.
even.
You live in like a
Go in a
van
van,
or
yeah.
something.
It might be the
sleep
most
in a hammock.
comparable to CrossFit, where it's like legitimately you love this thing so much. Like the best climbers in the world were virtually homeless.
100%.
Like Alex Honnold was
Yeah,
full
he lived in
on
a van.
Oh, that
homeless.
documentary was nuts. I
Yeah.
sweat the whole time.
Yes, I was on the plane.
I was in a
oh my
thin
God.
like film of sweat the entire show. Oh, stressful.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
That
but
is
they
crazy.
love it.
Dude, I tell
When
you
he
what, I
got that
couldn't
girlfriend, she dropped him. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
You didn't answer the weightlifting gymnastics question though.
Not 100% gymnastics if I could choose.
Yeah.
Well, so here's like we get people, anybody that has a background of like pull ups or whatever, and they come to the gym, they pick up on all of the gymnastic stuff like that. Like if there's someone who's actually into like calisthenics, like you
Yeah.
might see
Yeah.
online,
Right.
like they'll come in and they'll pick this stuff up immediately. They're the ones that think kipping is cheating
Right.
and all of that, but they're super strong.
Yeah.
And it would be good to have that background too.
That's a good point.
That would be a good background. But then there's no weightlifting on that side at all. Like asking
Yeah.
to
And it's something, the
Squat.
other thing I think that is so underlooked is that when you do gymnastics at a young age, some of your joints and certain joint positions that you are training through childhood that you're not even conscious about can remain for a long period of time in your life. And there are certain positions that like an overhead squat or like a handstand position. When you see gymnasts, they almost have like an how do you call it, hyperextension in their elbow.
Mhm.
They can create just a much better positioning than most people. Their wrist flexion, their shoulder joints is just been through that impact all their life
Right.
training that you just retain and remain for a long time.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about this one? I've been thinking about posture, like
Yeah.
how people move and posture, and how that carries over into CrossFit and being efficient in workouts. Because people don't really think about that very often.
Like how your posture.
Yeah, how you
Posture,
carry
yeah.
yourself, yeah.
Like-
or what you do in what's your work, and then you go to the gym, and then that's how you like.
So like a
Yeah, like I
hunchback,
sit like this
Yeah.
all the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then I always try to like sit up,
Yeah.
but then it's so tiring to sit up because I'm not used to sitting like this,
Yeah.
and this isn't my natural position. So I just go back to this, and I know that that's not good, and that's why my back gets tight, like upper back gets tight when I sleep and all that stuff. But like, and that'll carry over into like maybe your hips hurting or knees hurting or whatever, right? But I think that the best CrossFitters have the most efficient movement, right? They move the most efficiently. Like that's what I think you and Gabby do really well, is that you guys move very efficiently, and then other people just can't keep up with the efficiency. Frazier was a really good mover. Rich was a really good mover, right? All of these guys that won. Medeiros moves really well. Like all these guys, Adler even, like really clean, like practices movement, practices mechanics and everything. It's just something that's overlooked, but gymnasts have that inherently. That's what they practice at a really young age, and then they never lose it. So like, my parents got all three of us into gymnastics at a young age.
That's called the sound of freedom, baby.
Oh.
But
Okay.
the gymnastics and the posture. I think if you do that at a young age, like you get your kids in gymnastics young, that will carry over, and they'll have that forever. Like you're saying, like
Yeah.
they just because they kind of do functional movements. I'm wondering what you guys think of CrossFitters at a young age. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I think they should play other sports and do other things.
Yes. I think it's a keyword is play. Like you
Yes,
do CrossFit,
yes.
you want kids to play sports. Like
And
you want to
especially
play
team
sports.
That was
sports as well.
wisdom at its best.
For sure.
Oh man, that's so good.
Like I have nothing against CrossFit, but if you're a kid, don't do it. Just go play sport.
You
Don't do.
can do it as
You
well.
can. It's
but it shouldn't be
good.
a
Like as like
primary.
a strength part of your play sport.
Like
if
come in and
you
do the
are-
workout of the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
But don't like I don't know like I don't know like when I was a teenager like I started it when they announced I think the teenager division. I couldn't do it because I was already too old. Like I turned whatever 18 in March, and the limit had to be June or July, so I couldn't do it the teenage division. And to be honest, I don't like looking back at it now. I think it was good for me not to compete when I was a teenager. Like I don't know.
No, I could totally see that. I just got to like one of my buddies got married this past weekend. I got to officiate the wedding. I met him on my freshman year of high school on the basketball team.
Yeah.
We played
Yeah.
basketball together freshman year.
You play.
sophomore-
You don't
right,
do
we
basketball.
play, right. Like that's the thing.
That's a really good point. 'Cause I
And-
think, yeah. Sorry.
Team
You just
sports
wanna play.
build camaraderie, but
Yes.
that's the beauty about
Yeah.
CrossFit. That CrossFit also build. It feels like it's an individual. No, it is an individual sport, but it feels like
Yeah,
you're
because
part
you
of
do
a
it
team
together.
in
It's
the
like
class.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I'm thinking of a few people where I'm like, yeah, like I hope they have a chance to go play, and
So it's like
In
an
that
adult
way.
playground.
Hmm?
Like
Yeah.
CrossFit is like an adult
Mhm.
playground
Yeah.
sometimes.
Right.
Because it's what kids are like. Kids that just go play on the playground, like
Mhm.
they
That
have fun,
actually
they
might be
move
a
well,
really
and, like I was playing with
fun
Claire on the
experience.
playground the other day for the first time in years. I could just like go play, like I would just chase her around, run up the slide or whatever, and not like something hurting constantly. It felt really nice actually. But to be able to like just go use your fitness somewhere else,
Mhm.
that's really silly example because it's just like me playing on the playground with my 4-year-old daughter. But
Wow.
Yeah, but I think it makes sense. That's why I like going to climbing because like
Mhm.
it's like I use my fitness outside of
Yeah.
CrossFit.
but
And I
then that
enjoy
carries
it.
back over into the gym too.
Yeah, it helps you there as well.
I think this is an interesting one because it's such a healthy mindset. And for years, what I've been thinking about is, let's say we were at a friend's house and they were like, Kristof, such a strong guy, can you help me with the couch and move it 3 feet over that way?
He was like,
Yeah.